Hello, everyone. I'm Julie Harker with Brownfield Ag News, talking with MFA's new Area's 6th Field Crop Sales Manager, Anna Bird. And Anna, you're one of the newest sales representatives with MFA. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I grew up on a farm in northeast Missouri. I grew up showing cattle and spent more time on the cattle side as a kid. As I went to college, I had a couple internships in corn and then in sales, and I decided I really liked the plants and the row crop side. My family had row cropped as well, but I had just never spent as much time on it. And after going to college and having those internships, I really decided I enjoyed agronomy and plants. So then I worked in the field for Monsanto for a year and a half, and I learned a lot there and really picked up more agronomy and spent a lot of time in the field. And then I started working for MFA just as a retail salesperson out of some of the locations in northeast Missouri, and worked up there for about 4 years and really got a grasp for the chemical and fertilizer business as well.
And you're a graduate of the University of Missouri.
Yes.
So tell us about where your territory is.
So I have kind of northeast Missouri from basically kind of from Highway 36 down to I-70 and from 63 over. So, Moberly, Columbia, I guess I dropped down a little bit under I-70 there at Fulton, Montgomery City, and Martinsburg, Vandalia, Ladonia, Mexico, Centralia.
Excellent. All right. So you've been out, you know what's been happening this spring. Of course, Brownfield's talked to growers as well. A lot of rain, a lot of extremes. Kind of give us a lay of the land of what you're seeing out there.
Yeah, so we got a much needed rain here the end of last week, first of this week. We were getting pretty dry. We had been really wet and then got really dry pretty fast too, and corn was starting to roll, and we got a much needed rain, pretty much everywhere got at least an inch. So we were thankful for that. It slowed up wheat harvest a little bit, but that's much underway now. I know there's some guys already starting to finish up some of their wheat and their double crop beans, but there's some wheat still coming out too.
So you talked about those extremes, and then the concern with all that rain was nitrogen. So did you see a lot of farmers, doing the side dressing and kind of give us an idea of what's been happening out there?
Yeah, so there's been quite a bit of side dressing or top dressing done both. A lot of them lost some they needed to put out there, and some just plan a two-pass program anyway. They plan to put part of it on up front and then come back and add some more later.
And you guys have some tools that can help with some of those management decisions, right?
Yes, we do. Climate Field View Pro, and then also Adapt In. We use a lot of different climate parts, and one of their parts of climate is a nitrogen tool, and it uses an algorithm to look at different things in the environment as well as the soil types, and it takes that all into effect and looks at what the future weather will be and what maturity of variety you've got out there, and it takes all that into account and gives you an idea if you have enough nitrogen out there or if you may need some more before the season's over. And then also we use Adapt In, which is another computer-based program that looks at all the weather patterns and stuff like that as well, and looks at it and says, okay, do we have enough nitrogen, or is there places where we may need some more?
Not only is nitrogen a huge part of it, certainly weed control. What are some of the tools that growers can use?
Yeah, so there's a lot of Liberty Link soybeans out there, and there's a lot of Liberty being posted now. This spring we had extremes with weeds as well. Getting so warm early, there was a lot of our winter annual weeds that got a lot more height and a lot more growth to them by the time we were trying to burn them down. And the Extend soybeans and dicamba really couldn't have been more perfect for that timing. I know there was some pretty big mare's tail and other winter annual weeds that it worked out well to have that Extend to be able to use the dicamba in the burn down and be able to not have any plant back restrictions.
And growers are getting...
And right now,
Go ahead.
Right now we're seeing post applications of Extend going out as well, and seeing some pretty positive results. Some pretty good size water hemp that's just started to look pretty sick within 24 hours. One other thing I've been seeing out in the field quite a bit is Japanese beetles. It seems like the last 2 years we've slowly gotten more and more of them coming. So they're overwintering pretty well, but it's not as big of a concern yet because I'm not seeing a lot of silks out just yet, but in another week or two, we'll be seeing a lot of silks coming out, and it'll be important to be looking for those in very high populations because they can clip the silks and hinder pollination and not let corn pollinate as well. So I think that's going to be one of our major watch outs is if you didn't have an insecticide on, maybe putting it on with a fungicide application.
Thanks, Anna. I'm Julie Harker with Brownfield Ag News.